Yeah, huh?
Sorry, I'll just be a minute.
You had a minute. Next one comes out.
When I was little, we'd get freighters in every Sunday noon. Now they only come but once a month. I love the wind here.
Yeah, I'm confused. They tell me to go there and I'll turn around and go back. That's dumb. Must have missed something.
I've always felt weird in here. It's too clean.
And Ms. Holcomb as well. How rare to see you out.
Hello, Vicar
And
Max.
a complete stranger. Curious.
Just tagging along, Vicar DeSoto. Don't mind me.
I so rarely get new people to talk to.
Uh.
Name your poison. Anything at all. Spiritual counseling? This season's tossball predictions? The quickest way out of town?
I know, right? I subbed to him too. Did you see Goth Lion's thing too? He's itching, coming to Mixer too.
But what? I thought you would talk to him.
You wanted to speak to me, Ms. Holcomb? Every time I've tried to engage you in conversation, you look at the floor, answer in single words, and slink away. I can't imagine what would be so grave as to drive her to my mission. What has Mr. Thompson asked you to do?
Who do I think is next?
That seems well within your expertise.
The way we do it's by cutting off power to the others. The ones who left.
Adelaide McDevitt's encampment. I can see why that troubles you. Miss Holcomb has
It's not going to be Dr.
Always has,
Disrespect.
if you
If
want
it
me to
is, I'd be really surprised. But I've seen a lot of rants already sitting there saying, I don't know. I mean, I can see Ko doing it, and Tim, obviously, because Tim's already got Ninja over there, and all these other people are already switching.
They rejected the order of society and live beyond the walls so thoughtfully provided by our
did he?
Spacer's Choice patrons. Does that strike you as a responsible life choice? Assuming your goal is to save as many as possible, then you should bring everyone together. Send the power to Edgewater and convince the deserters to return to the fold.
Yeah, true.
Not if things are left to stand as they are. If
Hey,
you don't
yo,
mind
what's
a
up?
bit of unsolicited advice, be cautious on your way to the geothermal plant. It is not as safe as you might assume. One of the reasons I transferred here was to fulfill my duty in hunting down banned heretical texts. I happen to know such a book is, as we speak, tainting a collector's library in Emerald Vale. However, the collector's residence lies outside the town's walls. My retrieval efforts have been thwarted by marauders who have overrun the property. Should you fare better than me, I'd pay a handsome sum for the book.
Yeah, Twitch did a lot for Code. I guess Twitch did a lot for all of them, but he did a lot of his stuff in tandem with.
I just want to keep the writing out of layman's hands. It wouldn't do for such information to fall into public consumption. Glad we see eye to eye. It's a handwritten journal, a faded blue cover with the name M. Bakonu handwritten in the lower corner. I'll mark where I saw it on your map. Assuming you're serious? Thank you. If you
I'll
retrieve
look for
it,
you.
you can always find me here.
There's a Quakey type feel to it.
Don't see you around here.
I like it here. I think the only reason I want to go to Twitch now.
I just came to talk to the vicar is all. None of us are above confessionals.
What have you got? Kind of deserting, are you?
What?
Wonder if the plague's ever gonna pass.
Just keep working.
Going to build new relationships with other dude. Yeah, and honestly, with a lot of the transition and good time to do it.
Okay, keep him quiet.
He said I'm here. Yeah, I'm really thinking about just sticking to Mixer. It's one of the reasons why I'm doing kind of all of them now, just because in people that I obviously have relationships with, which, right, I can get them to come over to Mixer. I gotta get, like, my panels and shit done. Oh. You good guy? Okay, you're a good guy.
Search.
I could probably fix that. I mean, if you wanted me to.
I didn't...
Yep, I see the problem. His nav mod got dislodged. Must have taken a tumble. Just gotta give it a good push and wait for the click. There we go. Jeremy's good as new. Well, new by Spacer's Choice standards anyhow. His name's Jeremy, by the by.
Navigation systems operational. Optimal path toward repair bay detected. Initiating self-diagnostics.
Yep. I did.
On account of I fixed him. And he's Jeremy on account of his helmet. It's like Jeremy, the officer in True Romantic Tales of the Space Guard. Hebs to Shirley. I make a point to watch every Tuesday night. Be more careful out there, Jeremy.
Self-diagnostics initiated. Please do not disturb.
Track you. Yeah, dude, I heard really good things. Oh, fuck yeah, dude, I know. Dude, I've been sick as fuck, dude. Like, even still, I didn't work all week. Doctors. Trust me, bro, you know. Yeah, leave your disease. That's what I'm saying, dude. But trust me, you already know damn well, man, like. I don't want to sleep, bro. Yeah, dude, I watched, who was it I was playing? I think it was Code, just for a little bit. He was fighting his manta pillar thing with, like, fire. Like a flamethrower. I watched him for maybe 5 minutes. Nothing like too crazy. Oh. Ah, score. Fucking parkour, baby. Terrible game. I thought Arizona Sunshine was AAA quality and it blows it out of the water. Yeah. Oh, so you're saying this is... Oh, dude, this in VR would be fucking ridiculous.
Take cover!
What is that? Trespassing, lockpicking, hacking, or murder all considered illegal activities and are frowned upon by society. Avoid being seen. Oh, okay. Ooh, I'll take that.
Fast.
Oh, Asgard's Wrath. Damn. Oh, it's awesome. Fucking shock stick. Cattle prod, anybody? Ooh, he had stuff. Oh yeah, pristine. That's not bad. Bird. Dude, the game, it runs real fluid. Like, I like the way it's working, yeah. Oh, is this?
Look out!
Oh wait, you're the good guy. Bitch. Straight clubbed him in the head. Oh, okay. Hey, you're back. Nifty little trick you did there. Oh, a trip blade. Makeshift something or other. Oh, I could have probably shot those things and had it explode or something. I feel like I'm missing something. Not him. That's right, I forgot I can dodge.
I smell blood!
Incoming!
You say I smell smut? Hi-yah! Oh shit. Uh-oh. Oops. Motherfucker clubbed me. Oh, cool. Cool. Okay. Oh, it's making me do. I did come. Yeah, son. Now we're talking. I thought there was a guy. Maybe I didn't loot everything. I thought there was a. Oh, see, it didn't. Yeah, see, trip blade. Old McDonald had a trip blade. Hey, thanks for the follow, bro. Compared to Twitch. I agree. It's a different feel for sure. It's definitely it's but the thing I do like about mix is there's no fucking bitrate cap over here. Like so I could definitely bump up my bitrate if I know what I mean? I'm half tempted to. It's a diamond. That's. Oh, what Mixer does? Oh yeah, I see the audio only. Yeah, there was one of those as well, I believe on. Why does that have two? Level 5. That's a good. Got two. Yeah, that thing looks cool, but it sucks. That's way better. Way better. I can't get rid of it. Why can't I get rid of it? Must because I have it equipped, Bob. How about that? Duh. Guess I'm going the wrong way. No way to change the profile pics?
Here they come!
Ooh. Huh. Dude, some of this shit's hard to fucking see.
You're fast.
Yeah, that's not a good thing, bitch. You didn't say that. Damn. Gourmet saltuna fillets. Yeah, baby. We're eating good tonight. Mm-hmm. Did you get your avatar thingy working? Oh, and tartar sauce. Oh, more fillets. Ooh, extendo sight. Range weapon mod. Sighted 2x scope, but also extends weapon max range. Yeah. I will definitely take that. I might be stupid. Yes. Heels, baby. Heard. I had to sign it again because I had multi-mega ultra factor dick identification or some shit. Oh, I want in there.
Here they come!
Hey, it's a cigarette lighter. Hey. Just what I needed in the apocalypse. Cigarette lighter. That's cool. So that's a little better. A model spaceship. Wait, you're gonna get a perk where you recover like 25 or 20 health on. Oh yeah, dude, that would be amazing. Parvati.
Move along, stranger. We don't want any trouble. Whatever you're looking for, it ain't here. Move along. Answers, huh? You must be one of those philosophicals. Already got ourselves one of those.
Yo, what's up, man? Hold on, Calvin. I've been alright. I've been slowly making a transition over to Mixer. Been up to, brother? I mean, I'm streaming on there right now to everybody that's been coming in on here. Dude, it's $1. Yeah, bro. $1. There's a fucking PC Game Pass. Oh, I'm playing it right now. Game Pass. All you gotta do is download this shit, join the Game Pass. It's $1, dude. First month, $5 after that, and you get other games too, dude. You get more than just Outer World. Yes. Basically. It's the Xbox beta app. You gotta download it through the App Store. Like the Windows App Store type thing. All you gotta do is just go get it. It's not like... Go there. This up. It started. Download the app. Here. Da da da. Join Xbox Game Pass for PC with the app. First month will be $1 instead of $5. And you, my friend, will get to play. Oh, I mean, yeah. Yeah, I know. Let your PC update. Oh my god, there's Parvati. That is funny as shit. You really did find Parvati. For the fucking F in the chat.
A Geo what?
A Geo
Glance
what?
at my purview.
Are you
You're
stupid
better
or
off
something?
asking after Adelaide. If you're gonna start wandering around my camp, know that I got
What do
my
these things even
sights on
do?
you.
I don't know. I'm a, what's the word I'm looking for? A mixer newbie. I wouldn't say, I mean, I don't know. Mixer's making big moves, man. Nicer in a sense for smaller people, maybe? I don't know. I'm digging it. I mean, I'm technically streaming on all of them at the moment, but you know what I mean. At the YouTube. That's typically odds. I'm not all the chat. That's what I'm saying. There's not a lot of people mixer, but that's not a bad thing. Because over, and the people that are streaming get some a little bit from it. You never know.
Over in the hothouse, tending crop. Enough with the questions. No offense, but I've got a lot on my mind.
Yeah, Goth Lion just moved this morning.
Well, look at you, buzzing around the Aether with your very own ship. Rest of us gotta make
Yeah, it was
the
probably
ground
about an
at
hour or
sea.
two ago I seen that.
No, I'm
But
sorry.
it doesn't matter since...
That was unworthy of me.
Well, right, dude.
Lennon
It's
and
fucking
Zoe went
Microsoft.
missing some nights ago. Just up and vanished without a trace. Now I'm pacing around wondering if marauders got to her. I go looking for Zoe, I leave the camp undefended, seeing as I'm the only one of us who knows her way around a gun. Hence my dilemma.
Yeah,
Vex
dude,
me.
I agree. Twitch has been kind
She
of going
told
up and
anybody,
down.
they ain't
Like,
telling me.
and it's
I
really
checked
hard
the
to
room,
get
but
sustenance
I
out
got
of
yelled
him.
at for snooping once already.
Snooped around in her
Little ways
room?
ago,
Oh,
she
you
was always
sneaky.
obsessing over her serial dramas. Wanted
Dude, the
to
voice
see what
acting in
fuss
this is
was
the
about.
shit. Like, I love how hillbilly.
Could be. Dangers aplenty out
He's
there.
like, if there was ever a
No
young
telling
Clint
why
Eastwood of a,
marauders would
that was like
steal
a chick
somebody
version,
like
this
Zoe.
is her.
Got no useful skill as far as I could tell. Marauder gang just moved
Anywhere
into
you
the
can point me
deepest
somewhere
little way
specific
east.
other than just out
Their
there.
numbers are growing.
Out
Gotta
there.
come from somewhere. Well, enough to know we never got on. Zoe and Stephanie are close. If anybody knows the workings of her mind, he does. She was lazy.
Yeah, I'm
and
sorry. I
thoughtless.
thought I muted my mic.
She's still one of our own.
Must hit it twice. I hate being sick. So I mean, like,
It's not like
they
Zoe
did it to
go on.
make all this money, and
Figures she
because
might
they had
be
all
out
that shit.
scavenging, but that ain't exactly her talent. Can't imagine where she's gone. Vale's a wide place. She could be anywhere.
So like, what up? All right. Oh. Which would that be more? Unless Marauders
Could
got a
do
part
without the
circuit.
gallows humor.
Oh, Parvati.
I'll tell you what I can.
Tell you what I can. Oh, well, I guess.
What is it?
I want your raffle. Have your raffle. It looks awfully pretty. Oh yeah, dude. There's tons of games. Pretty much every game that's on there you can fucking play.
Hey,
against regulation. What do you think you're doing?
Eh, guess I can't just go in and.
Carry on.
Oh, that's Thomas. He used to follow me around before he left the cannery.
Keep your wits about you, friend.
What'd you say?
If you're hungry, Stefan's got supplies.
Oh, okay. Where's Stefan at? Yeah. Hey, what's up, chica?
If you're hungry, there's meat turning on the spit outside. If you're bearing illness, find a place to lay your head down and I'll fetch you a poultice.
Yeah, the
Whatever
first
your
month is a
troubles with
buck.
Edgewater, leave them at the gates and be welcomed here. Any questions, dear? I have been called that, among other things. Green Thumb, grandmother.
Oh, dude, it's a really good pass, dude. It has Gears 5 on there. There's a lot of good games.
Adelaide will do just
They're not chintz.
Excuse me, Miss McDevitt? Sorry, it's just... You got such pretty trees in here.
Why, thank you. You're
Check it
Robert's
out, her
girl,
bush.
aren't you?
You got pretty
Remember when
bush.
you were but a sprout. Thomas speaks of you often. Are you staying long? You should try some of my tobaccorn tea. I brew it in an old spittoon, but it's
Ew.
been cleaned.
Ew.
No, dear. The garden belongs to us all. Life is the gift of the universe, and the universe yields its bounty equally, absent of prejudice. The soil around the Vale went sour years ago, but I found a way to sweeten it back up.
Oh,
The
snap.
recipe
Listen
is
to
a little bit
her.
of elbow grease, a dash of love, and a heaping pile of special fertilizer.
Out of special fertilizer. You mean shit? Were you shitting in your garden there, Miss Adelaide McDivitt?
A home for
I
anyone
shit in
who's
my
ever turned their
garden.
backs on Edgewater.
Oh,
Home for
see?
those of us with no
See, you did
electric,
turn your back on
nothing
the
to lose.
Edgewater, didn't you?
So, like the spores of the puffball, cast on the wind and alighting on fresh soil, we put down
Like the
roots.
spores on the puffball.
It is an unpleasant story, dear. But the short of it is that sometimes one wakes up and realizes the place that was once her home for much of her life has
Isn't her?
changed.
Oh, oh.
The home in which we spent our lives has left us behind, and so we must move on. And that is as much as I will
Damn,
say.
girl, you got pretty eyes.
Reed Thompson, you here on behalf of that cold-eyed reptile? Let's hear it. What's Reed's idea of peace, then? Make amends. Spare me. Only thing Reed knows how to make is a mess. Like everything else that comes out of Edgewater, that peace offering is canned. I and my own are living just fine out here by ourselves. He would do such a thing. The question is, why would you agree to his plans? Cannery's got a regulator. You want ship parts, you ought to rip them out of the cannery's guts and leave us be. If you're going down to the plant, you should divert power away from Edgewater and toward our end of the grid. Think about it. You'd be liberating an entire town from a lifetime of service to that odious cannery. Seems the sort of thing a hero would do. hero to the people who matter.
A hero to you, maybe.
To the ones who come
Look,
around.
bitch, I just want to fix my
The
ship.
ones you save. Reed will never understand. He has been too long inebriated on the wine of corporate culture. All he sees is productivity, output, profits. You bring power to Reed's town and you'll be killing us. Reed knows it. He's counting on it. You've seen that miserable excuse for a town with your own lamps. Hollowed out workers laboring their lives away at the cannery, living off whatever scrap Spacer's Choice throws them. You know that's true, don't you, Ms. Holcomb? Your father died of overwork. His heart gave out.
He was tired all the time, sure, but he was old, ma'am, and he raised me all by his lonesome.
Look what they did to this child. Lost her family to the company, and still she defends them.
I'm all right. I ain't so fragile.
That was unkind of me. I'm sorry, dear.
Yeah, bitch.
It's not much of a living. Every single person in that town has sold themselves to Spacer's Choice. The company owns them. Body, blood, and bones. You've been there. You've seen it. All anyone ever does is toil over a cannery. They give their lives for some heartless
Oh, didn't
corporation.
you?
And then they're tossed into a Spacer's Choice brand cemetery. So, what do you say? Divert power over to us. Shut down that abominable cannery for good. I trust you will listen to your conscience.
What do I do? I robbed this. Testing. I want to see range I have. I want that though.
You're trying to get us all in. What do you think you're doing? I don't have time for this.
That's twice I used that. He's like, alright, I should have just left it be with just the one. That's like, I love that answer though. She's like, man, I ain't got time for this shit. And she just turned around and left. Like, fuck it, bro. I didn't know she was sitting there, dude. Like, I just straight ninja'd that shit because I was standing up. Like, I wasn't even ducking. A bunch of nanners. What?
You hungry? We got canid ribs, canid flank, canid snout too. Something I can help you with? You mean Zoe? Yeah, we were pretty close. Not like her to go loping off. Zoe and I were gonna watch the serials, as is our custom. She never turned up. I looked around, but she was nowhere to be found. You sound like some type of corporate fixer asking all these questions.
Yep, it's me.
Zoe was always obsessed with this serial. Masked Marketeer. A scion of Byzantium turns to banditry and teaches his marauder companions the wisdom of free market economics. Shame she up and vanished when she did. I had a surprise lined up for her. The other day, I got my hands on a genuine copy of the latest Masked Marketeer. I was gonna surprise Zoe with it, but she was gone the next day. Can't say I recall Zoe ever acting strange. Well, except for her habit of writing things down on scraps of paper. She called it journaling, but I think it's just plain odd. Hey, I got time. Fresh off the limb, and that includes canid meat.
Oh damn. Hear that shit. That needs a
Okay, gone quiet.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm not trying to get fucking murdered.
If you're hungry, Stefan's got supplies.
Committing larceny. Him. Got pay. Got poo. Wow, look how pretty. So pretty. That's crazy that fucking. This thing's gonna do way more damage now. About 12 versus 4.
Can't get past that armor! That's the last of them.
Wait. That's my jump button. Whoa. Yeah. I got it. I always forget though. Oh damn, that's a diamond too. I guess it makes sense, right? I got one. No, it doesn't. Diamond is a See, look, see this right here is my repair bar. See, condition 99. Look, condition 100% with that. It gives you it means it's like a pristine. Said I read it. It just told me about. It's a higher durability and like a bunch of other shit. I mean, it shouldn't be lagging. I'm not getting any dropped frames or something. Oh. Yeah, no, they're pristine is what it is. They sell for more money. They're just, you know, better.
I've always wanted to poke around in here.
Oh, unexpected security.
Here they come!
Yes. The fucking cum is right. Don't you go in there, dumb bitch.
Sure.
Over here and chill for a minute, bitch. Whoa. You guys dropping it. The other one at did I? Oh, motherfuck you. Right.
always wanted to poke around in here.
Yeah, I wish I could find my fucking lighters.
Since the beginning.
Watch out!
Oh, what did that say? There's 5 types.
Processing data. Sweeping B area.
How am I supposed to know which one's fucking vulnerable? God.
Unexpected.
That's the last of them!
Took me a minute, but we got it.
Processing. Security patrol
Here they
initiated.
come! Don't mess with us.
Huh? Get rid of it. Oh, look at that. Oh, hell yeah. Critical damage, 20.
Easy.
Fucking hit. So did you get your shit working? Is it running better for you, dude? That's one thing I don't know, like what the latency or anything's like on Mixer. I will. Sorry, just. Robbing bitches. What was
The control room should be off to the right.
a telescope? Tossball blocker. Fucking.
I hope we're doing the right thing.
Onyx the surgeon.
Heh. Poor body. I'm still working on it, dude. I'm telling you, it's working. Guys. Yeah, killed me a sprat. Yeah.
closer.
Look out, Carl! That's gotta hurt. We made it!
I didn't know there.
System.
Here we go!
Ooh, that worked good. I do. Tell me, Parvati, what did I do? Screw up. Hey, it's
So It's not
Jeremy.
the best choice. It's the spacer's choice. Hostile actions towards spacer's choice mechanics are contrary to logical directive. Conclusion: all hostile automechanicals must be defective in compliance with spacer's choice policy. All defective automechanicals must be permanently dismantled. Please allow me to assist. Affirmative. Mechanicide protocols loaded. Awaiting confirmation.
That's right. I got me a helper. Jeremy's gonna fuck shit up with me, bro. It's already on the move, man. Oh, ain't that cool? Panoramic vid.
Hey, take your time.
Thanks. Hi, you still out there, mate?
Not a peep for me.
Optional chesters. Damn it.
Mind the steam. You're liable to get scalded.
Oh,
Here they come!
Oh yeah, baby, level up.
Where to go? If we send the power to Miss McDevitt, what happens to the veil?
system security patrol.
Incoming!
Wow, I suck. Wow.
Once we do this, there's no going... Hey, mister? Look, I know you want your power regulator and all, but I just gotta ask you. Do you understand what you're about to do? I don't think you should cut off Edgewater's power. I think it would be cruel. I'm sorry. That just sort of came out all at once. Edgewater's hurting. We've been losing workers year after year, and corporate hardly ever sends replacements. There's barely enough Saltuna to fill our bellies anymore. But the town's got some good people in it. Decent, hard-working folk just living their lives the only way they know how. They don't deserve to be punished. That sure sounds like Mr. Thompson. If he was standing here, I imagine he'd remind us of how we're all one big, happy Spacer's Choice family. In Mr. Thompson's eyes, those deserters are still part of the Spacer's Choice family. The family must work together in order to survive. I hate to say it, but I think Mr. Thompson's got a point. Unless those deserters come back, Edgewater's as good as dead. Cutting off their power might be the only way. Sorry, I didn't mean to babble on like that. I felt like I had to say something.
Don't worry about it. That was barely.
Really? I mean, wow. Thanks. No one's ever told me those words in that order. You did the rightest thing you could sending the power back to Edgewater. A lot of people would have suffered otherwise. People I care for. Even if they ain't care much for me. You mean about the mission being too clean? I know, but Vicker says the universe is a machine, that it runs by law. Real machines have gunked up oil, scratches, and worn bits. You can tell they've seen handling, been used by folk. The machine Vicker sees is one ain't never been run. It's not for people to live in. It's something on a museum shelf, under glass. It just comes off cold to me, is all.
Oh. That is really is.
If
Everybody keeps staring at me. It's not my fault the power's dead. Whoa, Miss Parvati. Hey, you're, what, how are you? Hi, hello.
Are you, are things safe out here? How are you keeping?
Great, just great. I've been trying to keep stuff running, just like you. Only I'm not so... Wait, they didn't kick you out, did they?
Oh gosh, no, I'm just along with this fella here.
I seen you wandering around here. You don't look like you're coming from town. Sorry, I just wasn't sure if you were from town or if you were one of us. Something's been chewing at me, you see. Fact is, I've been, well, lying. To everybody here. Camp thinks I'm a mechanical genius, but I couldn't fix a busted chair. I'll take all the help I can get. I set my mind to learning the craft of the engineer, you see. I want to make something of myself. You ever heard of the Young Spacer's Guide to Mechanical Engineering? Comes in a set of 3. If I had my hands on one of those data pads, I could teach myself the ins and outs.
Those are good. My dad kept a copy with him when he was working in the cannery.
I know the old community center kept a copy. Should find another one back in town. If you could find me even one of those pads, I'd be greatly obliged. I wish I knew. I wagered the town had the full set once upon a time. Where the third's gone, I can't say. Would you? I'd be grateful. What's on your mind? Luck, mostly. Nothing's needed serious repairing yet. Nothing's broken down that we can't just replace with something scavenged from the outskirts. Well, not until the power went and cut out. Now everyone's giving me sidelong looks, expecting me to work some miracle and get the generator humming again. Couple months. This camp's my home. People you see milling about, they're my family. At least I think of them that way. I owe them my life. Would have died in the wilderness if they hadn't chanced upon me, starving and delirious.
Oh, how polite.
We all left the cannery for one reason or another. Me? I was let go, mostly on account of my incompetence. I mean, I was incompetent. I couldn't even survive on my own. Grace found me, Adelaide took me in, I've been on my feet ever since.
You weren't incompetent. You just didn't fit the cannery. Not like here. This place had a U-shaped hole, and now it doesn't.
You could stay, you know. Here. I'd be happy to... I mean, we could really use... oh, this isn't coming out right. If you want, Adelaide would make a place for you.
He's totally trying to fucking have her move in, bro. Hit that bitch up.
Keep your wits about you, friend.
I don't know how much longer we'll last without power.
Keep your wits about you, friend.
Any luck finding one of the...
I don't know how much.
I don't know how much.
I don't know.
Marauders can't see us in the dark. Wild canids, on the other hand.
Don't see why Thomas can't just get the generator up and running. Something I can help you with?
Keep your wits about you, friend.
That's the thing about growing old. Your eyes start to fail. Elsewise, I would have seen you for the snake that you are, chopped you into pieces and roasted you on a spit. This is all you're doing. Cutting off my power, killing off my garden. Without refrigeration, my food will spoil, and my flock will starve. I want to ask you this in private, away from the eyes of my flock, so they do not see me lose my temper. Tell me, why did you do it? You want my flock wasting their lives in that cannery? Fine. Go and talk to them. Go talk to Grace and Thomas. Look them in the eye and tell them their life here is over, and the only thing left to do is go back to Edgewater. This is now your responsibility. And you tell Reed Thompson that I will never return to Edgewater. I would rather die among my flowers than live under his management. My son worked in that cannery. When the plague started coming, he was one of the first to fall sick. We had a store of medicine locked away, but Reed refused to treat him. Said my boy didn't deserve treatment. Said the medicine would have been wasted on him. So I buried my boy in the cemetery, gathered my belongings, and left. That's as much of the story as you need to hear. You offering to cross Reed off, huh? This some sort of twisted reparation for what you've done? Or you just looking for a chance to sow some chaos? Kill Reed if you must, or talk him into leaving if you can. He and I are not sharing the same four walls together. Tell Reed that I can make his people healthy again. I can end their plague. Start a new garden right in the cannery. 3 square meals for every man and woman in Edgewater. Tell him how I've made the Vale bloom again. The soil has whispered its secrets to me, and I alone know how to breathe life back into the earth. The secret is human corpses. I've been grinding them up in my fertilizer for years. Marauder, worker, don't matter much to me. The human body is rich with
Damn, see, and I'm sitting here thinking, like, me hell. Glad I cut that shit off the yo shit, bitch.
If I were in a better mood, I might be inclined to try and change your mind.
Any luck finding one of those manuals? I've been thinking about going back. I'm not much use to anybody here. I get sick thinking about working at the cannery. I can't do that again. I mentioned those manuals on mechanical engineering. Suppose if I had one of those, I could go back to Reed and make a real case for myself.
I'm not in the lightest of humors right now. The matter's been weighing on me. I'm staying put until I know what's become of Zoe. Don't want that question haunting me all the way back to the cannery.
Alright, I get you. Get what you saying there. Gotta do both y'all missions. I'm on fire. It's like the Goodyear blimp.
This is a fine day, friend. Power flows through our town like a cool stream of water. I trust Adelaide's people have seen their way to reason. So, when can I expect them back at their posts? I expected as much. I've been thinking about it. I could use Adelaide back, but if she's being obstinate, try to talk her followers into returning. We need the extra hands. Then we are at an impasse. Stewardship over this town has been entrusted to me by Spacer's Choice. I am not perfect. I have made my share of mistakes, but I have done my best for this town. I am a Spacer's Choice man. My father was a Spacer's Choice man. Edgewater may not look like much to some buttoned-up freelancer, but it is my home. I don't believe you. Plague's a reality of life. Best treatment is a good work ethic. You are disparaging our parent company, and it is not appreciated. We are a Spacer's Choice Saltuna cannery. We eat Saltuna here, and only Saltuna. I don't understand. You say Adelaide's growing her own food, but that should not be possible. The soil's gone sour. Company said as much. Our own botanists couldn't grow decent crops for us, so the company got rid of them and shut down the greenhouse. You'll excuse me for being skeptical. How exactly is Adelaide growing crops in barren soil? And when you say special fertilizer, you mean what exactly? Adelaide has been using dead bodies in her fertilizer? That's... come to think of it, that's a stroke of brilliance. What a remarkably efficient solution. Recycling Spacer's Choice property long after its date of expiration. I was wondering about those missing bodies in Silas's cemetery. So Adelaide wants me gone. Trade my life for the life of the town. You understand what she's doing. If I leave town, I am as good as dead. If I stay, Edgewater will die of attrition. Adelaide has discovered some secret cure for the plague, and she is holding my town ransom. You're right, I am being obstinate. If the best thing I can do for this town is to stand down, then stand down I shall. If Adelaide's found a way to feed her people and cure the plague, then she deserves this office more than I do. I won't stand in her way. My life here is ended. Give me a little time to settle my affairs. I'm sure Adelaide will be glad to see the back of me. I do. Adelaide's found a cure for the plague, and she knows how to tend a crop. She's what this town needs. I have always tried to do right by my town. It has never been easy. A couple months ago, I might have put in for a transfer. It's a big colony. Spacer's Choice has other towns. Now, I couldn't show my face in any of them. No such thing as an honorable resignation. Suppose I could find a place outside the walls, or put in for early retirement. I don't know. I could see myself lasting a week.
Funny, I don't know. I can see.
Look at that. The snake's come back. I never thought I'd see the day that Reed Thompson abandoned his post. Suppose we all have a breaking point. Suppose it's time our flock made our way back to Edgewater. We must tend to what remains of the town and carry on with our lives as best we may. You're vexing to me, you know? Injuring us with one hand, helping us with the other. Here, I'm giving you something to leave us be. It's a ransom, you understand, not a reward. You're telling me you did all this just to put me in charge of Edgewater? Stranger, you are some kind of twisted. I might turn that old cannery into a garden. Got ourselves a whole cemetery bursting with bodies. I need some time to gather my personals. Long walk back to Edgewater. Got a considerable burden to carry.
Is this your ship? Oh my stars, she is just so handsome. Does she have a name yet? What's her drive model? Oh, gosh. Listen to me babbling. When I was in Edgewater, I
Damn, dude, it's getting her
flying on
rocks
a real
off.
ship, working on a real engine, belonging to a proper crew. I'm the only decent mechanic Edgewater's got, but every time I think of going back, I get this sinking feeling. Well, it's kind of you to say that. And you're right. I wasn't happy. I want to ask you something, and you can say no. But can I come with you? I could tend to your engine. I know my G-valves from my catalyzers, and I can keep your ship singing. And if you ever need a pair of eyes watching your back, I can do that too. What do you think? Yes! I mean, thanks. You won't regret this, mister. Captain. I can call you Captain now. Ha! I got a captain.
Right on. Kind of like calling me daddy, right?
Nice.
Captain, I have detected that Edgewater's power supply is now optimal. I applaud your willingness to invest your time in the local community. What can I do for you, Captain? Do you know how to install a power regulator? Outstanding, Captain. Your aptitude for engineering will prove invaluable in the event of another catastrophic engine failure. Our engine room is located behind you. Across the cargo bay, up the ladders.
Oh, he's like, yeah, I know what I'm doing, bro.
What can I do for you, Captain? All systems are operating within acceptable parameters. I am prepared to bring the unreliable into low-altitude orbit. This should prove an adequate test of our flight capabilities.
Oh shit, here we go. Here we go. I'm for liftoff, baby. Look at that. Yeah. Peace.
We have received a communication request from Dr. Phineas Wells.
Aha, there you are. Hale and hearty, and captain of your own ship. I see you're putting the unreliable to good use. Shame about her former captain. Horrible way to die. How are you feeling, by the way? I lost track of you in that cave back there. Experiencing any, unnatural drippage? Perfectly normal side effect of thawing, I assure you. Oh, that, yes, that's probably permanent. I wouldn't worry about it, though. I'm sure you're fine. What you saw in Emerald Vale is happening all across the colony. Food shortages, lack of supplies, and basic necessities. We're dying. The chairman, the minister, and all their lackeys on the board are to blame. The Hope has some of the brightest minds Earth ever sent us. If we can revive the Hope's colonists, they can help us undo the board's mistakes. They can help us set things right. You need to get to Stellar Bay on Monarch. I have contacts there. They'll help me, help us, find the chemicals to revive your fellow colonists. Gladys Kelly, lovely woman, runs a cozy little black marketing outfit on the Groundbreaker. She can get you a nav key to land on Stellar Bay. Strictly speaking, Monarch is a moon, terraformed badly, and almost completely lawless. You'll love it. Captains don't fly their own ships, you see. Your navigation terminal handles the, navigation. Think of a nav key as a set of flight instructions. The board's been confiscating nav keys for Stellar Bay, so we must rely on unconventional means of acquisition. Hence, Miss Gladys Kilkelly. Gladys and I have been doing business for years. Her smuggling credentials are unimpeachable. If anyone can get you a key to Monarch, it's her. Criminals? Goodness, no. Smuggling is a perfectly legitimate business venture. If misappropriating board property is a crime, well then, throw me in Tartarus. Plenty of ways to make money in Halcyon, you know. Not all are above board. Oh, above board, above the Halcyon board. Get it? Ah, well, sophisticated humor, puns. Appreciation of puns is a sign of advanced intellect, you know. Without a skip drive, good luck. You'll be dead before you make it to the nearest star. Look, I admire your optimism, but the sad truth is you're stuck here. You, me, and the rest of this colony. We're all skating precariously around the edge of oblivion together. None of us are leaving Halcyon alive, so we may as well make it a better place, and we can start by reviving the hope. Excellent. I'll send her a wireless. Let her know you're coming. By the way, I gave Captain Hawthorne a disguise apparatus of my own design, cutting-edge technology years ahead of its time. I call it the Holographic Shroud. I'm sure it will prove remarkably useful to you. You'll find it in the captain's quarters. Marvelous device. I'm quite proud of myself. The shroud changes the user's appearance to mimic that of another. It has limits, first-generation technology, you see, but promising. Exciting to see it in use at last. Very simply, the holographic shroud uses biometric information contained on standard identity cartridges to generate a holographic projection around you. Only stands up to a casual scrutiny. Use it too long, bound to flicker, blur, something like that. Movement makes it more likely. Best used in moderation. When you see guards in your path you can't sneak past, for example. Maintain your distance. Act normal. No running, no jumping. Don't draw their attention. If they pay attention, they're more likely to notice flaws in the hologram. A change of clothes. What is this? Some old spy serial? What inattentive and brainless guard would be fooled by such a shabby disguise? The holographic shroud masks not only your clothes, but your face and fingerprints. It modulates your voice and sweetens your breath. Science, that's how. Ha 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 ha! The beauty is they don't expect it. The shroud is the only one of its kind. We humans have a tendency to overlook the unexpected. Activate the disguise, walk past someone. What do they see? A figure dressed like a fellow employee. Don't act odd. They won't focus on you. Excellent. I'll contact you once you've found.
Alright, I'll be right back in like 5 seconds. Well,
If you
5
have any
minutes or so. I need to get up, go
questions,
take
come
some
see me
medicine,
on
use the
that.
bathroom and shit. And we'll
And
continue.
remember, don't trust the board. They'll try to win you over with promises of wealth and power, but it's a lie. The board's only interested in filling their own pockets. If we don't put a stop to them, they're going to run this colony to the ground.
Transmission ended. If you are ready to depart, please select a destination on your navigation terminal.
Alright, so it's about time to take off. Head. Yes. Moving between planets considered extremely dangerous, and all employees are encouraged to remain home or at work.
Groundbreaker has approved our request for docking, Captain. You're free to disembark.
Can we talk? Hey, Captain. I heard that Groundbreaker's got a real good engineer. A lady named Junlei Tennyson? I was thinking that maybe I ought to meet her. If you got time to swing us by, I mean. I don't got much experience fixing actual spaceships. I bet you a can of Borston beans she could teach me all manner of stuff. Thanks, Captain. I'll be sure to make it worth your time. Did you want to talk about something else?
That's pretty cool that you can, like, a little.
Captain. Hey, Captain. I'm in space. I never thought I'd be able to say that.
That's not the point. This halfwit just knocked out one of my workers.
Yeah, with a tossball stick. I heard you the first time. There weren't any witnesses.
No witnesses? He's not even denying it.
Jackass had it coming.
Shut it, Felix. You're not making this any better.
You get chewed with me again, you little back bay brat, I will toss you out an airlock.
This is the Groundbreaker, not Byzantium. You ain't the law here. I am. Now move along.
I don't have time for this. Need a trick.
Customs and inspection, right this way. Identification, please. Captain Hawthorne, you said. Let me apologize in advance. I'm about to ruin your day. According to your ship's record, you've been flagged by the board. Your ship will be impounded until such a time as they see fit to lift it.
But we've hardly been out of Edgewater long enough to get in trouble.
Now, hold on. This isn't the end of the world. Probably. You'll want to take it up with Udom Bedford, our board representative here on Groundbreaker. His office is located along the starboard wall of the promenade. Shines like a Byzantium commode. You can't miss it. Access to that information is above my pay grade, and I've turned down 3 promotions, so it stays that way. I shouldn't be mentioning it, but what the hell? This here, impounding your ship, it doesn't happen much. The board knows we don't take kindly to their interfering in our operations. If I had to take a guess as to why, you must have riled up someone important. Not gonna lie, you're in a pickle. But Udom's an interesting guy. Might be y'all could come to accords if you play your cards right. Huh. Records show this ain't the first time your ship's been impounded. Seems to get cleared up pretty quick. You might not be in this pickle for long. Oh, and if you're headed that way, would you mind doing me a favor? Wanda Dorset over in sickbay, tell her the shipment's not in yet. It's not coming in anytime soon, and if she'd be so obliged to get off my ass about it. A handful of SAM cleaning units retrofitted for surgery. I don't know much else. I stopped listening when she started yelling. Much appreciated. Is there anything else I can help you with? The fence. You'll find her in the rest and go, on your left when you enter the promenade. Make sure you bring an empty belly. Most places are on the promenade deck. Big door yonder, straight through security. There's a bar on the starboard side. I got a preference for the Lost Hope myself. Talk to Vera. She'll set you right. You need anything else? You let me know. Don't want anyone saying Groundbreaker's not the most hospitable port in the colony. Maybe. Most of the shipping traffic in the system passes through Groundbreaker. Every couple of months, we even get a big interstellar freighter. 2 biggest operations are the board, that is, Halcyon Holdings and Sublight Salvage. But there are independent operators around the promenade deck. Most of those jobs are going to take you off station, though. All right. He's friendly enough unless you speak ill of the board. Get the sense he doesn't care for Groundbreaker much. Not that he would, being a board man and all. He's our liaison. They can't abide an independent township, especially not one they gotta depend on. We're the first and last stop out of this colony. All their interstellar freighters come through us, and we skim a few bits off the top in manifest processing fees with every one. Folks around here will bluster that the board hates our freedom, but really, they know we can stop their out-system shipments anytime we like, and that terrifies them. You sure you didn't just step off one of the interstellar freighters? There's no working with the board. They don't share, not bits, people, or resources. You work for them, or you don't work at all. Groundbreaker cooperating now would be tantamount to joining their ranks, and we sure as shit ain't about to do that. It's a delicate balance, right? We could cancel their freighters' docking privileges in retaliation, but where'd that lead us? They got assault cruisers, gunships, and a handful of mining operations at their fingertips. We push them too hard, maybe they decide we'd be better in 10 trillion little pieces. Or they cobble together a new Groundbreaker and put us out of business.
The board wouldn't do that. Would they?
It's a tough line to walk, no doubt about that. But we make do all right. So far, anyway. Yep, Groundbreaker's the only real independent port. Aside from us, there's just tramp freighters and wildcat miners. Seems like every year the board's offices get bigger and their ships take up more of the landing base. Haven't seen nearly as many tramp crews this year. Sure thing. Be seeing you.
Hopefully not.
I picked up this weird signal the other day. It was coming from Monarch.
This is Halcyon News. We interrupt your regularly scheduled advertisement for the following story.
Rizzo's knock you out for
Go back to Byzantium, you...
I'm just gonna hang in the back and try not to touch anything.
Ah, yes. Wheeler messaged me you were coming. He must be the captain of the Unreliable, a vessel that used to be helmed by one Alex Hawthorne. And you are not he. Has something happened to my favorite scruffy freelancer? Oh no, this is terrible. My dear friend, what devilry is this? In whose miserable fever dream am I trapped? Oh, Alex. There were so many arguments we'd yet to have. He was my dearest friend. My only friend. You have his ship, you must know. That picture of us on the promenade, me hugging him, him wincing. I keep a copy beside my bed. Did he? Ah, that's just like him. Such a sentimental man. Tell me, how did he die? You're quite right, of course. Best not to pry into such dismal things. Right. You're going important places, I'm sure. Big, exciting, important places. There, I've removed the flag from your ship. I'm terribly sorry for the inconvenience. However, before you go, Alex promised to tell me the location of Phineas Wells. I'm sure you've seen his wanted posters all over the colony. Did Alex tell you where Wells might be? Anything at all? You haven't read the posters? He's a terrorist, a thief, a madman. It's really in the colony's best interest that we stop him before he does further harm. Well, Alex knew, or he said he did. And you have his ship. Maybe he kept some records around, or a conveniently placed note on his bedside table. That's... well, that's just terrible news. Law, what am I going to do now? The board will have my head. Oh, I'm sorry. This is terribly unprofessional of me. Is there anything else I might help you with? It's personal business, I'm afraid. Miserably, terribly personal. I don't intend to be. It's just a matter of trust. Information on the whereabouts of Phineas Wells would go a long way. It's... well, it's my white whale, I suppose. It's fine. Really, it's perfectly fine. I understand. Now, if you've nothing else, please see yourself out. I'd like to drown myself in work. What? All right, I suppose. How might I assuage your fears? Whom else would I work for? Those sublight thugs? That Tennyson woman? The sweaty masses in the groundside townships? The board is the only force for order in this rough and tumble colony of ours. Without them, we'd all starve to death or meet our end in a canid's jaws. That's a curious question. I can't say I've ever considered how my personal satisfaction factors into the work I do. Permit me to answer your question another way. In Byzantium, I was one among many. I often felt lost in the hurry and expanse of the capital. Here I have a measure of power and suffer little oversight. It makes for a different kind of loneliness, but it's one I've found I can endure. I understand. And I would ask the same of you, but I suspect... Well, I suspect I'd find your answers less than satisfactory, wouldn't I? Indeed. And you know where he is? Excelsior! An apprehension of this caliber would be tremendous for my career. I would send you straight away to my superiors in Byzantium, but... Just a teensy one, the teensiest. Nothing to, lie awake worrying about for nights on end or anything. The thing is, I needed money. A lot of money, quickly, for reasons. I might have pawned my official board seal to Gladys, the black market fence here on the Groundbreaker. I can't authorize the paperwork you'll need to turn Phineas in without it.
To give away something so important to you, there must have been some curious reasons.
I'll thank you not to question my motives, young miss. It was a mistake, and I'd like to put it behind me. It's only temporary, of course. I'd never leave something so important in the hands of someone of such a dubious moral character. I was going to buy it back once I raised the capital. So you'll need to get my seal back from her if you want to hand Phineas over to the board. Though it might surprise you.
Oh, gosh. That's quite a goof, sir. If you don't mind me saying.
I'm very well aware. Now, let's get back to business, hmm? That's the long and short of it, yes. Thank you. Oh, thank you so much. I'm certain Gladys can be made, well, can probably be made to see reason. I'll be waiting eagerly for your return. Now, is there any way in which I might assist you?
Is it Mr. Wells, the fellow who woke you? How bad could he be?
CNP pancake mix now requires no mixing. Seriously, don't mix it.
I'm not going anywhere. You can't keep me out of there.
Please don't make a scene.
I am...
Is it Mr. Wells, the fellow who woke you? How bad could he be?
I know she's in there.
Bless my heart. A stranger come knocking on a poor old woman's door. You here for a particular reason? Or did the neighbors tell you how good my sugar cookies are? Made without a single natural ingredient, or an oven. Just like store-bought. Those have been the height of illegality since Stellar Bay turned their noses up at the board. You and I could be thrown to the void just for discussing such a transaction. Lucky for us, Groundbreaker's a free port. We're outside of the board's control. For the time being, at least. Now, I only have the one nav key. And they're hard to come by these days. It won't be cheap. If you find yourself lacking in the bits, I might have an opportunity you'd be interested in. Well, I find I'm in need of a ship captain with a little moral flexibility. Might be this could help out the Groundbreaker, as well as earn some bits. But if you've got qualms... Do you know Edna, over in engineering? Sweet as a pea, that one. On occasion, she'll pass along transmissions I might find interesting. She sent me a recording of a distress signal she'd scraped from the Groundbreaker's comm array. Curious thing is, it came from an outpost called Roseway. And Auntie Cleo abandoned that place years ago. Can't say I know for sure. Maybe it never really was.
Comm centers don't operate themselves, Captain. Someone had to have sent that distress call manually.
Those corps are cleverer than all get out. Might have been a ruse to keep the rest of the board from sniffing around. You've got an ear for intrigue and a nose for bits. I like that. Here's a copy of the SOS recording, complete with the coordinates. If you should find a secret worth selling, might be I could find a buyer. Corporate bigwigs will pay top bit for inside information on their competitors. The more we got the corps fighting each other, the less time they got to meddle in our affairs. Don't forget to come find old Gladys when you're done. Might want to acquaint yourself with Junlei Tennyson, Groundbreaker's chief. She's been trying to get a handle on this heat problem we've got. You'll find her fretting in engineering. I'd say she's a sweet girl, but law forfend someone call me a liar. Depends. What are you planning to do with it? See the lights. Taking a show or two at the infamous Bijou. Could be a treat if you like that kind of thing. All right, I'll sell it to you. But it's gonna cost you dear. Anything else, dear? I've got a lovely little throw pillow. Just something I toss together. Like to keep my hands busy.
That's crazy.
This is Halcyon News. We interrupt your regularly scheduled advertisement for the following story.
Gracious. I was just sitting down for tea. Anytime, sweetheart. You know where to find me. Here, take a candy with you.
Are you listening to me, Emperor?
CNP pancake mix. Now requires no mixing. Seriously.
Are those XF411s? And an old Yakita 37? You think they'd let me peek at the power plant?
Junlei Tennyson. I'm captain around here, but chief to my friends. Hope you don't mind the formal introduction. Groundbreaker doesn't see many visitors. Good for you. Hope you scared some sense into those bureaucrats giving you trouble. Just so we understand each other, I'm the final word on the ship. The Mardits, the crew, the engineers, their family. I hope there won't be any problems while you're visiting. Good. Don't go making trouble, and chances are you won't find any. That's how I like it here. So what brings you to Groundbreaker? I'm curious, even though 9 times out of 10 the answer's just passing through. Interesting. The powers that be paint an ugly picture of Monarch. Critters and such. Maybe someone in the promenade can get you the right weapon for the job. We see a lot of the same faces coming and going. Most of them board spies and corporate sprats. Makes it hard to trust outsiders. You seem different, so welcome aboard.
What? I didn't think you just...
Parvati, is it? That's a lovely name. What can I do for you?
I was just thinking, I haven't got much experience working with actual, real spaceships, Miss Junlei. Chief Junlei.
Junlei is fine.
Okay. Since you run a whole space station, I was wondering if, well, maybe you could teach me some things. I could message you later, maybe?
I'd be happy to make the time, Parvati. You can ask me anything.
Wow, great! I'll do that then. Messages. Later. Oh, your name's pretty too. I should have said... Sorry. I like it. Honest. Sorry. Couldn't have done it without your moral support, Captain.
Now, if there's nothing else, there are other parts of the ship begging for my attention. Groundbreaker's radiators need replacement parts. They're dumping superheated air into my ship. Only the board has access to new parts, and I won't let them swindle me into a corner. None. Every time I give in to the board, Groundbreaker loses its freedom. Soon there won't be anything left. I can't allow that. The board isn't helping, and my resources are spread thin. If I don't get those radiators back online, Groundbreaker, everyone on board, will be cooked alive. Reasonable, huh? That's the best news I've heard all day. According to my grandmother's old schematics, the parts we need should be in the back bays. Sorry, I forgot not everyone knows this ship like I do. The back bays are on a lower deck, long abandoned and a haven for miscreants now. Good. Once you've obtained the parts, we can proceed to the next phase of repairs.
Halcyon News. We interrupt your regularly scheduled advertisements for the following story. Tossball finals are scheduled to air soon, but a scandal has rocked the league and thrown this pivotal game into question. Both teams have tested negative. Coaches and referees are debating how and if this behavior could lead to an unfair advantage. This has been Halcyon News, your source for news in the Halcyon colony.
Rizzo's knock you out. A CCN 76 milk chocolate bar with caramel and pea-free nuts.
interrupt your regularly scheduled advertisement for the following story. Remember Auntie Cleo? Because she remembers you. When you were sick, who took your temperature? When you were
Gonna head to
hungry,
Varus for whiskey and darts. Maybe.
We move cargo 16 hours a day.
Auntie Cleo, that's who.
Rizzo Spectrum Vodka.
Great law, is it hot in here? Anytime, sweetheart. You know where to find me.
Have you seen this man? Reward offered for information leading to the capture of noted Have you seen this man? Reward offered for information leading to the capture of noted terrorist Phineas Wells. Report any sightings to your local board embassy.
This is Halcyon News. We interrupt your regularly scheduled advertisement.
Watch out something doesn't explode in your face.
Indicate that rates of time theft are on the rise. We urge all of our listeners to remember that lack of productivity is not a
Groundbreaker may
victim's
be a leaky piece of shit, but she's our.
Workers
If you're here
should be
about
on the
the
lookout for slacking and
it's on our
underperforming.
list.
Report anyone you suspect of time theft to your supervisor immediately. You've been listening to Halcyon News, your mandated duty as a good citizen of Halcyon.
Sorry about the heat. Here, drink up. No excuse for dehydration on my watch. Frustrating. Everything down to the circuit boards is past warranty, so I have the pleasure of making life or death decisions on a shoestring budget. Plus, there's no time to train my successor or document fixes in a way that anyone outside the family would understand. Sure is. The Tennysons came over on the Groundbreaker. My grandmother, Chief Gayan, kept it together during the crossing and until she died. I was promoted only recently, when my mom died. Then I took the leap from chief engineer to captain.
They must have been amazing people to have taught you all you know, I mean, which is a lot.
That means a lot coming from a fellow engineer. Appreciate it. There wasn't much that took me by surprise about the job. But the little things you never expect or think about, they add up over time. Maybe you can see why I'm protective of Groundbreaker. This ship is family. It's got tinkerings and bypasses that only Tennysons know about. You see any bite-sized Tennyson children running around? I didn't think so. The next captain won't have my heritage. I'll have to foster that talent from somewhere. It's only a question of when.
Oh, gosh. I don't know. I'm really just a dab hand with a wrench. Nothing special. Not like a chief engineer.
Don't sell yourself short. It doesn't take a seasoned pro to tinker on Groundbreaker. Just someone who knows how a ship ought to feel. We're always thirsting for help. If you could find your way around this labyrinth of ducts and panels, we could work something out. I hope that was a joke, Captain. I really do. I gelded that thing years ago. Now it brews a stim that goes down stronger than Nan or Spank. Family recipe. You've got my attention. You're right, I don't. The board is after two things, bits and power, and they only get it by sticking their nose where it doesn't belong. I like to think of myself as a nice person, but if that gaudy embassy of his was on fire, I might hold my breath a moment before activating the sprinkler system. The board wants control over Groundbreaker, and leeches like Udom Bedford will do anything to please their corporate masters. I placate them when I have something to offer, but I can also be a real hard-ass. It'd be a joy if I could kick out the corporate merchants and reclaim the docking fees in my lifetime. Too much of Groundbreaker's income is flowing in the wrong direction. I'd like to see that change. You've got my attention.
This is Halcyon News. We interrupt your regularly scheduled advertisement for the following story.
those who cheat and swindle their way through life. It breaks my heart to see them.
Junlei is about the only thing holding this leaky
Good
old
law,
wreck
the
together.
heat in here is so unbearable, I can hardly even concentrate. Junlei better hurry up with the
Rizzo, Triple Punch. You want a punch? You got your punch right here.
Hey, you got a second? Hey, we don't know each other yet, but I'm Felix Millstone. I was in the middle of a little discussion with the local authorities when you passed me by. I noticed your ship in port. Got to thinking you might be looking for some crew, so I wandered by. Just to take a closer look. Gotta hand it to you, boss. That's a fine-looking ship. Only thing it's missing is me. Yes, I absolutely am. Just give me a shot. That's all I'm asking. I could be the best damn crew you ever hired. You're serious. You're giving me a shot. All right. Hang on. I put together a little speech, just in case you asked. Hey there. I'm Felix Millstone. I have prepared a list of reasons why I believe you should hire me to join the crew of your ship and/or outlaw gang. Yeah, it's a second draft. Firstly, I am highly personable, and I get along well with anyone who is not of the jackass persuasion.
I'm sorry. He's funny.
Secondly, I can be counted on in the event of a firefight, standoff, and/or raid. My motto is, if you need a steady gun hand, I'm your man. That motto is it's a work in progress. Additionally, I have several years of experience as a box hauler. This skill may come in handy if you need a body dragged away or a door held open while escaping enemy fire. In conclusion, thank you for considering me for your ship crew and/or outlaw gang. I look forward to our adventures together.
I thought that was real good, Felix.
Thanks for the vote of confidence. What do you think? Am I in? The fun kind? I mean, what else do you do when you got a ship of your own?
How about we just say we're trying to do good?
Wow. You don't know how long I've been waiting to hear that. Thanks, boss. You're not gonna regret this.
You got a crew now, Felix.
Yay, more people.
for a rest? Space adventuring is tiring work. Captain Hawthorne used to be more dashing. Just to warn you, we may have a bedbug infestation. I am investigating non-toxic extermination measures. Non-
Heard from the last is down on 22.
Rizzo's Purple Berry Crunch has Petrificel flakes and purple berry flavored power nuggets, now with 12% more crunch.
I'm not going anywhere. You can't keep me out of there.
Please don't make a scene, Dr. Fenhill.
I am not making a scene. I'm sorry. Am I causing a scene? See, Umfuru? We could have avoided all this unpleasantness if you just let me talk to Jessie in the first place. Let me get one thing straight. Jessie and I are not friends. I just owe her, okay? As for the rest, I'm trying to figure that out. All I know is that she's been here too long, and she's apparently not receiving visitors. You say that like it's weird. I just don't like to leave a debt unpaid, that's all. Be my guest. If you know something I don't about dealing with hospital bureaucracy, I'll be impressed.
Something I can help you with? If only my other patients had so many inquiring after them. I'll tell you what I've told the others. The records say Miss Doyle checked herself in and requested I admit no visitors. The requests of our patients are paramount, so no, you may not see her. She's not my patient. I'm certain no one on my staff would falsify patient records, if that's what you're implying. Not without dispensation from Chief Junlei, I fear. Supplies are hard to come by out here. We don't have the ability to manufacture our own medical supplies here on Groundbreaker. Regrettably, we are dependent on the board for such mundane items as bandages and antibiotics, as well as more critical resources like adequately trained staff. We'd nearly signed a supply agreement with Anti-Cleos, but they demanded we only use their branded drugs, and that's simply not tenable.
Good on you, Doc. You don't want Cleo sinking their claws into you like that.
It's the board or the outlaws, I'm afraid. I'm beginning to wonder if perhaps the devilish board we know might be better than the pirates we don't. Take care.
Good luck getting to Jessie, and better luck if you do. She's a real piece of work.
Pardon me. Mind your steps. There's puddles.
wonder if maybe folks keep doors closed for a reason?
To the last ratchet on Rutton time, leave me in peace! You hull-headed quacks do know that restful recuperation requires not being disturbed, don't you? What? Why? Everything's fine. We're all fine here. No need for her to be worrying her pretty little head about me. I'm just terrible, dreadful sick is all. Got a cough that won't quit and sores all over my body. Highly, lethally contagious. But I'll be fine, so long as I'm left alone. Criminy. She really ain't gonna drop this, is she? Alright, okay. We can discuss this like the level-headed folk that we are. Seems I've got to do something before Ellie goes jabbering my business to anyone with one ear and an intent to listen.
The truth is, I'm not sick. But if you repeat what I'm about to tell you to anyone, I will deny it with my dying breath. You, ain't with the board, are you? See, I owe them a lot. I might have missed a payment or two, and the other night I swear someone was following me back to my room. So I hold up here to lay low.
She's good.
Udon Bedford's the board guy on the station. He'd know how I stand with them. If you can square things for me, I'd owe you one even bigger than Ellie owes me. What? No, I didn't do anything. I'm a law-abiding denizen of this ship, I swear. Think? No. I recognize a contracted killer when I see one, thank you. In my line of work, that's a skill you develop during week 1, assuming you want to keep breathing. All right, I'll fess this part up too, if it means you'll help me. I'm a thief. I specialize in particularly high-end and historically valuable items. 3 weeks back, I caught rumor that the blood-tier diamond, last worn by an heiress on the Lost Hope, had surfaced for the first time in 70 years. If I had, you think I'd be hiding out in the med bay? I was gonna steal it, lined up Udom as my buyer. He paid half up front to finance the operation. Let's just say things went sideways about the time I got my hands on the diamond, and it crumbled to stardust in my palm. Anywho, I barely made it out with my life, and nary a plan to make back Udom's deposit I'd spent. Thanks for helping me with the board. You're a real pal. Or I guess I should say, Ellie is one, huh?
Easy now.
Hold it right there. What do you think you're doing? I don't want any trouble out of you.
Any word on Jessie? Let's just say she did me a favor, and now I owe her. So, did you find her, or what? Good luck. The board's got an office on the promenade just before engineering. You can't miss it. I'd go with you to see the board's rep, but I'm not great with soft skills.
The old rest and go, with all the luxury and comfort of a shipping container.
It's almost time for today. Yes, dear. Which offer were you interested in? You could always try your hand at landing in Cascadia if you're interested in dying horribly. Landing pad on Monarch. You don't need a nav key to access it, so it's got that going for it. But it's also kilometers away from Stellar Bay, and the Monarch wilds ain't exactly safe. Pick your poison. Marauders, wild beasts, acid lakes, bottomless sinkholes. If you're looking to die, Cascadia's happy to oblige. Might be best too, yes. Suit yourself. Yes, dearie? Take that darling ship of yours down to Roseway, where that distress signal I told you about came from, and ferret out some tasty corporate secrets for old Gladys. Shouldn't be too tough for a fella like you, I'd think. Anytime, sweetheart. You know where to find me.
Alright, I'm gonna chill right there for a minute. It's time to go get some food. I'll be back in like a half hour.